playing for something the other night. His former team, he shut them out down. Tonight, he's got family and friends watching this game.
Absolutely, and I think this is a great move by the coaching staff. You know that his family's there. You get an opportunity to play in front of them. The season has not gone the way you want, but that's how teams come together. It's great for the coaching staff.
What's also interesting tonight is the backup, Ben Scrivens. He lives in Denver in the off-season. He's got family. He and his wife have family all over the country that thought, well, Denver's a nice central place. We'll just park it right here, and we can visit everybody during the gorgeous day. Wouldn't call it hockey weather, but you get a little taste of that playoff weather, sort of, if it will.
Well, for Patrick Waugh, he has already sort of stated how it's going to go for his hockey club. It'll be Semyon Varlamov tonight. The Avalanche will have a day off. They travel tomorrow to San Jose. And Reto Barrett in nets for the Colorado Avalanche in that game in San Jose.
Oilers win today. You wouldn't call it hockey weather, but you get a little taste of that playoff weather, sort of, if it will.
Well, for Patrick Waugh, he has already sort of stated how it's going to go for his hockey.
Is going to give them energy, and we saw Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky skating around the rink, and I think the natural passing of the torch is the new captain, Connor McDavid. No question who the star is here, and what an opportunity to build his own legacy in this amazing new building.
Lots of new things.
Well, for Patrick Waugh, he has already sort of stated how it's going to go for his hockey club. It'll be Semyon Varlamov tonight. The Avalanche will have a day off. They travel tomorrow to San Jose, and Reto Barrett in nets for the Colorado Avalanche in that game in San Jose.
Oilers win the draw.
Pouliot is on that left side with this line. It's not Taylor Hall. They're trying to get some balance in their scoring, and he's done a terrific job. Pouliot this season, 17 goals. And here's earlier just that little play in front of the net for the Colorado Avalanche. And one thing about the Edmonton Oilers, boy, I love the fact that Mike, they're 4-1-2 in their last 7. They haven't just mailed it in, and because they're going to be a big factor, certainly in this game tonight for the Avalanche. But then inside the Pacific Division, they've got a lot. All their games are inside the Pacific Division against clubs still fighting for playoff positioning.
Pass out to center. They had a stretch, Peter, where they had 3. By Duchesne, makes the pass for Mitchell. Heated up.
Scores! Nathan McKinnon. 22 seconds in the first period. And it's 1-0 Colorado.
And that's what that line can do for you there.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the other end and look at Edmonton's first opportunity. One of the things the Avalanche want to stay away from is letting the Edmonton Oilers. They get a quick 3-0 lead in the last
for you there.
Absolutely. Let's go back.
By Bachman, and that's what that line can do for you there.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the other end and look at Edmonton's first opportunity. One of the things the Avalanche want to stay away from is letting the Edmonton Oilers. They get a quick 3-0 lead in the last game. The Avalanche actually came back in that game and tied it at 3 before losing it on a power play goal. But like the Avalanche, especially the top 2 line, really moving the puck around. You see again that little sweet zone he loves to be in. Oh, did it to him there.
That was when the draw shot.
Wait, next 5 minutes, 55 seconds of 1 hour.
They travel tomorrow to San Jose Hockey Club. It'll be second. Reto Barrett in. He has already sort of stated how it's going to go for his hockey club. It'll be Semyon Varlamov tonight. The Avalanche will have a day off. They travel to...
Gets blocked in front of the net, and that was Ryan O'Reilly getting in the way. The puck ahead and out towards center ice. Cutting back behind his own net. Male Yakubov makes the pass. Pass goes across the right. Purcell carries in, makes a nice pass. He shoots, and the save made by Varlamov. The loose puck right there in the slot. Oilers didn't see it. Avs got it. And carried to center ice by Matt Duchesne. Coming off a terrific performance with 3 points in the last game for the Avalanche. He was good. Jerome McGinley, he had a 3-point night as well. The line of Duchesne, Mitchell, McGinley were terrific all night. The Keaton's pass up the wing is stolen away by Duchesne. Gets the pass for Mitchell. McGinley heated up. He shoots.
He scores!
And that's what that line can do for you there.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the other end and look at Edmonton's first opportunity.
Ties the game here in the first period.
Let the Edmonton Oilers. They get a quick 3-0 lead in the last game. The Avalanche actually came back in that game and tied it at 3 before losing it on a power play goal. But like the Avalanche, especially the top two lines, really moving the puck around. You see again in that little sweet zone he likes to be in. You feed it to him there.
Leon Draisaitl.
There's a shot again in that little sweet zone he likes to be in, and you feed it to him there. You see again in that little sweet zone he likes to be in, and you feed it to him there.
Seconds after
There's
that.
a shot right off the face-off and juggled for a moment by Bachman. You saw the Avalanche starting to crash the net. They saw a loose puck, but Bachman's got it covered.
And certainly good news that Dennis Everberg back in the lineup for the Avalanche. He did not play in the third period. They're just making sure everything was all right. He's back in the lineup tonight.
Same lineup for Colorado. Pass in front, tipped by Everberg, but it goes wide of the net. Sends the puck to center. Hayda backing up into his own zone. Gets the puck off the boards, back into the Edmonton end. Taylor Hall sweeps the puck around, reaching for it. Brandon Davidson recently called up from the minors for the Edmonton Oilers. And inserted into the lineup. They've had a few injuries lately. Center ice, Redmond makes the pass, blocked at the Oiler line, pushed across, and tipped back into the Oilers zone. Bachman out to handle the puck, makes a quick pass. And the puck shot out to center. Barry had it, stripped of the puck. Gazdic makes the pass through the middle. Keaton gives it back to him. And the long shot by Gazdic off the chest of Varlamov. The puck comes free. Pass back to the point. Held in. Tipped the net. Save. Rebound. And it's batted up in the air. And finally whacked to center ice by the Avalanche. Coming back for the puck. Fraser, he missed the last game against the Avalanche last week. Puts the puck behind the net. And we see Martin Brinchin, who scored his first goal against the Avalanche last week. To Schultz. Pass through the middle. Carried in by Nugent Hopkins. Shot made by Pouliot. And the rebound comes all the way out into the neutral zone. Chip back in.
Pouliot is on that left side with this line. It's not Taylor Hall.
Back.
They're trying to get some. Pouliot is on that left side with this line. It's not Taylor Hall. They're trying to get some balance in their scoring. He's done a terrific job. Pouliot this season, 17 goals. And goals. Here's earlier just that little play in front of the net for the Colorado Avalanche. And one thing about the Edmonton Oilers, boy, I love the fact that Mike, they're 4-1-2 in their last 7. They haven't just mailed it in, and because they're going to be a big factor, certainly in this game tonight for the Avalanche. But then inside the Pacific Division, they've got a lot. All their games are inside the Pacific Division against clubs still fighting for playoff positioning.
Pass out to center. They had a stretch, Peter, where they had 3 consecutive #1 overall picks. Can you imagine if they come up in the lottery? Well, pick again this year. Everybody who's not going to be in the playoffs has got an opportunity. Of course, the percentage goes way down as you move through the 14 teams who will not be in the playoffs this season. And Edmonton already knows they are out of the playoff picture. And we got a nice ball on the interim coach. He has Peter, but there's some talk with the way they're playing that this is the guy that you want to go with and make a permanent coach.
Yeah, he's had terrific, numbers wherever he has gone.
Another icing call on the Avalanche.
Well, 3 stars of the week around the National Hockey League, something that, obviously every week they do. But Ryan O'Reilly, 3rd star, and Mike, what a week. The 4 games the Avalanche had played, he had a goal, 7 assists. But Devin Dubnyk just continues to sparkle. I was looking, Sporno, he is 26-6-1 since the trade. And they're sitting right now in the pear tree as far as making the playoffs.
And you know what? I think if you look at all the teams, Peter, they make the playoffs. That might be the...
Now they feel...
If you look at all the teams, Peter, they make the playoffs. That might be the team.
Scores! The Avalanche regain a 2-1 lead.
And you know what? I think if you look at all the teams, Peter, they not since the trade.
And they goal, 7 assists. But Devin Dubnyk continues to sparkle.
Another icing call on the Avalanche.
Well, 3 stars of the week around the National Hockey League, something that, obviously every week they do. But Ryan O'Reilly, 3rd star, and Mike, what a week. The 4 games the Avalanche had played, he had a goal, 7 assists. But Devin Dubin continues to sparkle. I was looking, he is Dubin, what a week. The 4 games the Avalanche had played, he had a goal, 7 assists. But Devin Dubin continues to sparkle. I was looking, he is 26-6-1 since the trade. And they're sitting right now in the pear tree as far as making the playoffs.
And you know what? I think if you look at all the teams, they make the playoffs. That might be the team you least want to play in the first round.
Absolutely, because they've had a little taste of it the last 2 years. The first year they got in the playoffs, Minnesota got knocked out the first round. Last year, well, obviously they got by the Avalanche in 7 games before. They really thought they were pushing Chicago to Game 7. They lost in overtime in Game 6 on a funny kind of goal. And now they feel they've got playoff caliber goaltending, so they're going to be interesting.
No score in this game. 15:50 to go
for the Avalanche.
5 shots for the Oilers, 2 for the Avalanche.
And McKinnon with 2 points of the season. 1 goal and 1 assist.
For the Oilers, at least got it back for the Avalanche.
And the goal by Lucic.
Back behind the net, Taylor Hall split it back up the boards.
Where's Russell?
Shot by Olney. That rising shot went up high. Davidson holds it in for the Oilers. Paul in the corner.
No item in view. Edmonton. Pause keeper.
Games against the Avalanche, including a hat trick last year against Colorado. Like you said, 22 points in 18 games. Pass the slot, score! How about that?
And then you hear it fit perfectly. You can see that. Watching the puck, the puck. Box.
Here's the Jeep. Nothing. Avalanche down the ice. The arm is up from the linesman. Lonnie Cameron, icing is the call.
Well, let's go to the last meeting between these two clubs. The Colorado Avalanche fell behind 3-0, but did a terrific job. Like we always talk about shots on goal, shots at goal. The Avalanche had 77 of the 44 on net, but it was a power play goal late in this game that gave the Edmonton Oilers the 4-3 win.
Chipped off the glass to center. And scooped up by Jordan Caron. Skates in, like Cameron, trying to hang with him. And Gavdik sweeps away the puck. Makes the pass and caught a skate. Quickly set up ice for Hisson. Long shot, and Bachman does not allow a rebound after making the save. Let's look at tonight's winning combo presented by Blackjack Pizza.
Well, same offensive effort as they had against the Edmonton Oilers last game. They were just controlling the play, great passing, doing everything right, and control the top guns. The Edmonton Oilers have, much like the Avalanche, a group of young forwards that can take over a game. And for Nugent Hopkins this year, this has been his best all-around season, former #1 pick.
14 minutes, 49 seconds.
Let's look at makes the pass and caught a skate. Quickly set up ice for Hisson. Long shot, and
alumni who may stay here tonight because they won't be able to find their way out.
You can't find their way out at all. It really is quite an amazing accomplishment and puts Edmonton on the map. The seats, the executive suites are just amazing. Great viewpoints all around. This scoreboard, Jim, is one that people are just find themselves on.
You look at Peter, you're having just about identical
15 minutes, 25 seconds, 1 hour, 35 minutes, 4 seconds.
22 goals for Landeskog, 23 for Nugent Hopkins, 33 assists for Landeskog, 32 for Nugent Hopkins, both with 55 points.
But they're complete different players. I mean,
aren't they ever?
One is a skilled, smooth, franchise #1 center. The other is a big,
15 minutes, 45 seconds, 1 hour, 35 minutes, 4 seconds.
Carried through center by the Avs, and there is Gabe Landeskog. Makes the pass to O'Reilly, cross ice, shot is chipped up in the air. Steal made back by Landeskog, trying to center. Comes straight, pushed up the boards, and just off the bench, Tyson Barrie keeps the puck inside the Oilers zone. Pass to O'Reilly. Here's what that line can get going. O'Reilly makes the pass. Mitchell in, shoots, and misses the net. Back up the boards. Now the Duchesne line out for the Avalanche. Centered in front for Mitchell, just tipped. Eberle led a goal against the Avs last week. Schultz with the puck for Edmonton. Purcell being hounded by Mitchell. Reaches the red line, dumped it in. Tipped away by Varlamov. Pushed up the board.
16 minutes, 46 seconds. 1 hour, 35 minutes, 4 seconds.
For Edmonton. Gannon got it back. Pass back to Ollie. He shoots. That one to hit Tyson Barrie. And they're cleared away by the Avalanche. Could be icing. The arm is up. There's the whistle. Icing indeed is the call.
And Michael, you talked about the odds of Edmonton. Right now, the Edmonton Oilers are sitting in they would have the third pick right now. Interesting game, obviously, in Arizona tonight is Buffalo and Arizona. Their first and second choice right now play. And if Arizona was to win that game, that would pretty much cement Buffalo having the first or second pick. Boy, Buffalo didn't quit last game against the Avalanche.
I have to say, Peter, I was pretty impressed with that third period from Buffalo.
The Avalanche, 4 games in 6 nights, and that's a long travel after the game through customs from Vancouver all the way back. You don't get home until 4 in the morning, but Buffalo really kept coming.
Davidson shot.
17 minutes, 46 seconds. 1 hour, 30.
The puck comes free. This is the line that produced the goal earlier in this period. Eventually scored it, but this line, well, they're moving the puck around, and you know, this is, you talked about, they're trying to balance some things with Edmonton. Here's a chance, and a backhand drive down low by Lander goes wide, but Hall back on this line. Yeah, you could say this is the third line, if you will, but they're trying to make some balance out of their line to get more scoring rather than putting all of their big guys on one line.
Which they can certainly go back to in certain situations when you want to do it because it's been successful. But you're also looking forward to next year different combinations. How does Pouliot play with Nugent Hopkins? Is he a good fit? And to this point, he's been a very good fit on that line.
Renson makes the pass over the line, dropped it. Fraser shoots, the save made by Varlamov. Gassick moves the puck around the boards.
46 seconds. 1 hour, 35 minutes, 4 seconds.
Makes the pass up the boards off of Perron. Got it out to center ice. Hamilton keeps it in to the zone. Coming back together. Even to keep. This pass eludes of Gassick. Fraser tipped it back and lifted ahead by Marincin after the red line. Hishin scooped up the puck. Got Landeskog to his right, who's ready for the one-timer, but the shot dribbled off the blade of the stick and goes wide. Quick pass. Nugent Hopkins gets it from Pouliot. Skates through. He shoots, and there's a save made by Varlamov. The Edmonton Oilers have struck first. A goal. His first NHL point.
And welcome back to the Pepsi Center. The Oilers up over the Avs 1-0. Of course, Matt Duchene had a 3-point night against Buffalo on Saturday night. I had a chance to talk to him this morning. He says his line, John Mitchell and Jerome McGinley, they love being able to contribute, especially they felt like on that last road trip against Edmonton and Calgary. They didn't do much to help the team. Said it was very nice to see all that hard work pay off. That line scored 7 points on Saturday night, guys.
Thanks very much, Julie.
And the one thing about Mitchell, adding him to that left side, Mike, much more physical than I think people realize. So now you've got bookend. You got Iginla is about as physical as you want anybody to be. And then you've got Mitchell on the other side, which buys room for Duchene.
Schultz shoots, tipped off the side of the net by Eberle. Nugent Hopkins trying to slip away from the check from Landeskog. Pass back to the point, lifted back to the corner for Pouliot. Gets away, hooks it off the boards for Nugent Hopkins. Stewart, though, catches up to it for the Avalanche. And Landeskog gets the loose puck.
20 minutes, 46 seconds. 1 hour, 35 minutes, 4 seconds.
1-0 for Edmonton. Shot by O'Reilly, head high, caught by Bachman.
Yeah. And like any time you're recognized around the National Hockey League, Mike, as a player that had the NHL considered the third best week in the league, when things are so important, and that's even a bigger honor because everybody, there's so many clubs, believe it or not, like there's only 6 clubs out of the playoff picture right now. Duchene with the puck, dancing in the corner.
Brinson trying to stay with him. And Roy poked the puck free. Purcell threw it across. Quick pass out to center ice. Yakubov's pass broken up. Slapped by Mitchell back into the Edmonton zone. Brinson leaves it for Nikita. Makes a little pass.
21 minutes, 46 seconds, 1 hour, 35 minutes, 4 seconds.
Winning goal for Edmonton last week. Now the ice into the Avs zone to Ginla. Pass to center ice. Brought in by Duchesne. Puts the brakes on. Pass down the slot. Just slipped away from McGinn. There's a chance and a save by Bachman. Picked up and carried out to center by Purcell. Got the bomb to his right. Purcell passes front tip. Nice save made by Varlamov.
That's an important save because right now the Edmonton Oilers, I believe that's their 12th shot on net already.
12-5 advantage for the Oilers. Pass up ice for Everberg. Put it off the boards, give chase. Back behind the net, swung around. Hall makes the pass, but got away from Miller. Back to center. And got it. Here's a chance. And Bachman makes the save.
Point system. The national wide. And the plus. There's going to be, like quite possibly, 22 teams with 90-plus points this year in the National Hockey League.
Well, there's that. Whoa! That took a funny bounce out of the corner. Oilers have got the puck. Pass back towards Schultz. Shot, tipped wide. And the puck comes up the near side boards, lifted out center by Everberg. Well, it just underlines the fact about parity in this National Hockey League. And also the system of awarding a point to the team that loses in overtime or shootout.
It's changed everything.
It really has, hasn't it?
It's changed everything in the sense of what is now really a good season.
How many points
is a good season? Is 90 points, did that used to be what 80 points was? Just because of, that extra point that you get as far as you're judging hockey clubs, because it just seems like an incredible number of teams. And again, it just shows you, like, you can't give up points. You can't go through 10-game stretches where you're not, you go 1-8-1. It's so hard to catch up.
And Gay, wide, fires, tip shot, score! Ryan O'Reilly. And this game is tied up.
It's so hard to catch up.
And Gay, wide, fires, tip shot.
1-8-1. It's so hard to catch up.
And Gay, wide.
You can't give up points. You can't go through 10 games hockey clubs because it just seems like an incredible number of teams. And again, it just shows you, like, you can't.
Everly.
And he just
onside. Nugent Hopkins pass deflects on goal, and Varlamov covers the puck with just over 6 minutes left to go in the first period.
Let's go back and have another look at this goal. And again, watch Ryan O'Reilly, number 9. He's going right to the middle of your screen right now. He gets the puck right here and dumps it back. Now watch him right there. And he just beats the man to the front of the net. He is, like, not only is he faster to the front of the net, he's stronger to the front of the net. And again, that's the Ryan O'Reilly that we're seeing right now for the Avalanche. That good combination of the speed, the quickness, the hockey smarts, and just the plain old-fashioned hard work. That front of the net, he is, again, watch,
left to go. On goal. And Varlamov covers the puck.
Colorado Avalanche,
Over 6 minutes left to go.
Score!
Varlamov covers the puck with just over 6 minutes left to go.
It's tied at 2.
Let's go back and have a look at this goal.
With over 6 minutes left to go. On goal. Varlamov covers
this goal. And again, watch Ryan O'Reilly, number 9. He's going right to the middle of your screen right now. He gets the puck right here, dumps it back. Now watch him right there. And he just beats the man to the front of the net. He is, like, not only is he faster to the front of the net, he's stronger to the front of the net. And again, that's the Ryan O'Reilly that we're seeing right now for the Avalanche. That good combination of the speed, the quickness, the hockey smart right now. Is he faster to the front of the net? He's stronger to the front of the net. And again, that's the Ryan O'Reilly that we're seeing right now for the Avalanche. That good combination of the speed, the quickness, the hockey smarts, and just the plain old-fashioned hard work.
He was in the right spot, right time.
That's right, I know.
Plain old-fashioned hard work.
McDavid
in the right spot, right time.
McDavid with
Back to the
97
point for
points.
Schultz. Down the boards. Puck tipped up in the air.
For number
Lee
97.
smashes it behind the net for Hayden to take. His pass slips to center. Schultz gets there first. Off the boards. And Schultz backing up. Takes the pass. Purcell being hounded by Everberg. Everberg stays with him, but a little support from Klefbom for Edmonton. To Schultz. And center ice, puck shot in by Roy. Barry going to chip it away. Got blocked. Purcell couldn't send it up the boards. Fleece for the Avalanche. Reverses behind the net for Barry to get to. And Tyson Barry starts heading out to center ice with the puck. Has to twist back to give the rest of his team a chance to change up. They got the O'Reilly line back out. And Taylor Hall takes away the puck. Pass up the board. Back towards Davidson. Lost the puck. Falling behind the net. Steal made. Tanguay gives to Guerin. He shoots. And the puck into the corner. Tanguay again with the puck. Back up high for Redmond. He swings it over to Guerin, and the Avs are really moving. Even those without the puck, they're really cutting around inside the zone. Landeskog back to Guerin. He shoots and is blocked. And Miller puts the puck to center ice for Edmonton. Squeezed ahead to Hall. He's got the puck. Got a man coming down the slide. Here's a chance. And the sliding block. Into the corner. Landers back to the point. Left bar. Sends it across. Brinchen into the slot. Backhander. Knocked down. Shot goes wide of the net. Paul after it. Goes behind the net for Anton Lander to get to. Puts it back around. And get it. Handles the puck. One hands it up the boards. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first period. 1-1 game.
2-2 game. The Avalanche, starting to take two. Edmonton a little bit. Last thing you want to see is last score 2-1 for Edmonton.
Dumped in by O'Reilly. Ron Hamilton for Colorado. Trying to free up the puck, but it's Nikitin comes away with it for the Oilers. Needs to center. Long pass ahead for Eberle. Curls to the corner. Throws the puck along the boards. And sent it behind the net. Far away. Quick pass. The Avalanche on the move. Eberle makes a steal. Pass back into his own zone for Schultz. Leads Jordan Eberle. In. Eberle cuts in. He shoots. And I think Hayden tipped it. Sending a wide shot by Klefbom goes wide. And it gets by Schultz to center ice. McGinley catches up to the puck. Nice pass across for Duchesne. He shoots. And Bachman makes the save. Ryan O'Reilly, now a career high 8 games in a row with a point.
6 goals in the season.
And his goal is tied it up at 1.
Tied the game up at 2.
Time for Did You Know? Presented by Stevenson Automotive. Here is the question of the night, starting at number 1 and moving up. What is the first sweater number never worn in franchise history? Is it C1, number 56, C2, number 64, or C3, number 69? Text your answer to 53548 to win an Avalanche prize pack. From behind the net, Mitchell moves the puck up towards Holman. Protecting the puck away from Eberle. Move to 2.5 minutes left to go in our first period. 1-1 game. Davidson scoring for the Edmonton Oilers and O'Reilly for the Avs. The Oilers started out shooting the Avs 11-3. Since then, though, a 7-2 advantage going to the Avalanche. So it picked it up. Backhand drive by Nugent Hopkins, stopped by Varlamov. Pulling ducks behind the net. And Duchesne arrives. A little support. The 3 Oilers players trying to get the puck free. It does come loose, but Stewart's got it for the Avalanche. And the defenseman banked it off the glass to the center. There were a couple Avalanche players that couldn't get to the puck. Nugent Hopkins had to dump it in, had it tipped by Ginla over the glass and into the seats.
Now, let's look at some numbers for Ryan O'Reilly and, what he's been doing of late. Might get a goal, assist, a goal, 2 goals, 3 straight games. Assist last game against Buffalo. A couple assists, of course, in Vancouver. Goal tonight. I guess just, you know, his 38 assists is a career high now. So some of those milestones for him. This last game against Buffalo. A couple assists, of course, in Vancouver. Goal tonight. I guess just, you know, his 38 assists is a career high now. So some of those milestones for him that are sort of quietly, you know, coming along with the points that he's been picking up.
I just find it so interesting that you change the game. Centering try for Roy. And the save made by Varlamov. Last year led the team with 28 goals. This year leading the team in assists with 38. Two different positions.
Exactly. There's the whole key. He's a smart player. He understood the situation last year. I had to shoot more. And now he's setting people up more because he's a center ice.
Davidson's shot goes wide of the net. Roy on the center and the puck tipped. As McLeod got in the way, Neverberg keeps the puck into the Edmonton zone. Check taken to the boards by Davidson. Pass goes across. Holden pinch it in. Put the puck behind the net. Fredberg has got McLeod in front. Edmonton still with the puck off the bench. Shot by Hamilton. Goes wide. And a chance by Holden. That defenseman getting involved. Carried up ice by Roy. Long shot misses the Avalanche net.
Avalanche
in the final minutes of the first period, with the game tied up at 1.
turning for 2.
Way offside for the Oilers. That gives the Avs some time to get out into the neutral zone. O'Reilly over the line with a quick pass to Landeskog. Pass around, rims to the far side, and O'Reilly got there first. This side of the net. Pass up the boards. Hall. And slip away. Nice play by Landeskog to keep it in. And O'Reilly again beating everybody to the puck. Off the boards for Tanguay. 10 seconds to go in the period. Pass across for O'Reilly. Stick to the side of the net. Rinchit got the puck. And the horn is sounded to end our first period of play. Well, the Oilers came out strong and a lot of shots, but Varlamov made the saves after that first goal period and gave the Avs a chance to come back and tie it.
And led by the O'Reilly line, they started to get a little more control of the first period. In that right now situation, you go in, tied at 1, and do what you did last game against Edmonton, where you started to take over the game.
So at the end of one period, East Denver at Pepsi Center. The Edmonton Oilers won, the Colorado Avalanche won.
And Oilers 2, the Colorado Avalanche.
Julie Bramman will have an interview with Ryan O'Reilly coming up. Edmonton scored first, Brandon Davidson, and then Ryan O'Reilly tied it up for the Avalanche, so we're even at 1 going to the second period of play. And let's look at some highlights from the first 20 minutes.
Oh, the Colorado Avalanche, when they were working well in that period, they were controlling the puck down low. Good puck movement, and especially like how the defenseman jumped into the play. Marc-Andre Cliche right here. He had a goal last game, a big goal for the Avalanche. Good scoring chance right there. And again, Nick Holden coming down from the point. When the defensemen are active, the Avalanche are so good offensively. But here's the goal. And again, it was just, Mike, and we've been saying it a lot about Ryan O'Reilly. Boy, I mean, he just made the little pass. And Mike, you know, a lot of times you'll see somebody like just float off to the side and sort of watch the play after you dump the puck like that. Instead of that, he took one step to the outside and just drove. And the defenseman had a look at him, but he was actually watching Tanguay a little bit, and then he lost it for just a split second. And
Here we go to the second period. Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton, Ryan O'Reilly for the Avalanche, and we're underway as O'Reilly wins the draw. Nugent Hopkins gets back for the Oilers. We start our second period. Pouliot, long pass for Everly, dumped in. 1-1. 15 shots for Edmonton, 11 for the Avalanche. And the Oilers coming back in their own zone, but as they arrive for the puck, whistle's been blown. Icing is our call.
Like we talked about a little bit last time when the Avalanche played Edmonton, but there's going to be a real cultural change in Edmonton when they get their new building in a couple of years. And, you know, because ever since they've been in the National Hockey League, it's been one building. They've done a terrific job of keeping it, you know, alive. It's a great building to watch a game, to play a game in. But it's going to be funny going to Edmonton and seeing that old building where they, like, it was a nightmare. When Gretzky and those guys were playing, it was a plus-minus nightmare in that place. You could walk in +4 for the year and be -2.
And the Oilers coming back in their own zone, but as they run up the
play.
clock,
You know, so much made about the new contract for Johnny Gaudreau. What a year he had last year with 30 goals.
There's going to be a real cultural change in Edmonton when they get their new building in a couple of years. And, you know, because ever since they've been in the National Hockey League, it's been one building. They've done a terrific job of keeping it, you know, alive. It's a great building to watch a game. And it's going to be funny going to Edmonton and seeing that old building where they, like, it was a nightmare. In that, you can walk in +4 for the year.
one more season in Rexall Place, and that'll be it. All those memories made, those Stanley Cups won, and that's coming to a close in Edmonton. A lot of history. Yakupov winds and shoots. Stick save by Varlamov. Bats the puck away, but it comes to Varlamov. Brinson give it back to Yakupov. O'Reilly took away the puck. Didn't get it out of the zone. Yakupov threw it across. Shot, and that was gloved by Varlamov. That was a hard shot from the Keaton.
You know, it's interesting to watch Buffalo. Like, I did the game between the benches, and their defensive core, and how big the Buffalo defensemen were. My goodness, it was just a big group. But, you know, Edmonton's kind of got the same thing going. They got a lot of big guys. 6'4", 203, 6'4", 217. Davison, who scored the goal, 6'2", 214. You know, 6'6", 225. So you can see the formula. A lot of big guys. 6'4", 203, 6'4", 217. Davison, who scored the goal, 6'2", 214. You know, 6'6", 225. So you can see the formula for a lot of teams around the league.
Behind the net, Miller over the puck, dropped it in the corner for Taylor Hall. Centered back across. Miller chases the puck down. Pass to Schultz. Shot goes wide. Perhaps looking for a tip. Klefbom keeps the puck in the Colorado zone. And Hall freed it up for Lander to take. Anton Lander twisting, pass back to the point. Given back to Lander. Threw it across. Back to the corner for Taylor Hall. To the point. Shot by Lander. Save made. Another kick save by Varlamov. Played up the wing. Back to the point again for Schultz. Slides it across to the other point man. Lander. He gives it to Hall. That was a long shift in the Avalanche zone.
Absolutely. We always talk about these long shifts in the second period and the long changes. They get it. Good play by Duchesne to force the puck so get it and his partner to get off the ice.
Schultz long pass ahead, and the Klinkhammer breaks free, cuts in, but hustling back. The play broken up. And Zach Redmond hustled back to make sure there was not a shot on goal.
The problem with a play like this, Mike, is when it's early in the period like this, you know, you would think ice is ice, but when the ice is brand new at the start of the period, you just seem to slide just a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. And Klinkhammer is a big man. And you see Semyon Varlamov, like he seemed to be able to get up a little bit so that he wasn't, you know, didn't get run into really, really hard because Klinkhammer is a big guy. Really, really hard because Klinkhammer is a big guy.
Edmonton, all 6 of the shots taken in this period. Some long shifts in the Avalanche zone, but Varlamov doing what we've seen him do all season. Make those big saves. Puck carried to center. Davidson comes in. He shoots. The puck carried off of Varlamov around the boards. Hitchens steals the puck back for Colorado. Pass to Hamilton, zipped into the corner. Davis pushes the puck along. After the pass to center ice. Off the boards, Klinkhammer backhands it into the Colorado zone. Holden back to Stewart, an average defenseman. Flies back behind the Colorado net. Over to Everberg. Tip through. Eberle. Back. Rinchik. Long pass to center for Eberle. Couldn't control the puck. And smacked back into the Oilers zone. Off the boards for Jordan Eberle. Moves across for Nikitin. Back lobbed into the corner for Eberle. Slams it around. Pouliot waiting at the half board. Lets it go behind him. But behind the net, Eberle had it bounce away from him. Cleese leans into him, separating from the puck. Then he'll scramble along the boards. Pouliot up the boards. Back to the corner for Nugent Hopkins. To Pouliot. To the point. And that one almost got away from Marinchuk. And the puck comes through the middle circle. Carried in by Marinchuk. Handoff. Pass. And the shot then goes wide. Around the boards and back out to center.
Up to the Edmonton Oilers. What a start to this second period. It looked like maybe the Avalanche were turning that corner in the first period, but it's been all Edmonton in the second to this point.
Hasn't yet to get a shot on net, but here's a golden opportunity for Tanguay. For O'Reilly, and tipped away, and the Oilers come to center. It's Yakupov who got in the way. Boys pass. In the slot. Swung at. And grabbed and carried to center by Barry. Dropped it behind him for O'Reilly. Back to Barry. In the slot for Landeskog. That's broken up. And O'Reilly staying with it. But Roy breaks free. Pass. Gets back into the corner. Knocked behind the net. Landeskog will get to it for Colorado. He gives to Tyson Barry. Lots of room to skate. He gets in and gets free. He shoots and a save by Bachman. Tyson Barry, it's amazing what he can do.
Hey, Mikey, isn't he getting to that point where you're on the edge of your seat? I mean, he's coming down the ice in this situation. And watch the move he makes in the defense. He buys a little time right here. And Mike, I'm telling you, he stands up more defenseman. He's got this little deke that he makes, and you see that just the hockey ability to lose the puck a little bit and then just kick it forward and get a great scoring chance.
Bachman makes the save on the first shot of the period for the Avalanche. And Gillen was going to take the face-off. Now Duchesne will take it. Gillen goes over to the right side and Mitchell to the left. But Edmonton wins the face-off. Behind the net. He knocked down by Jerome McGinley. And McGinley grabs the puck back to the point. Hayda shoots. Blocked in front. And Hall moves the puck out to center. Swept away by Redmond. Pass to Duchesne. To Mitchell. Hayda pinching in. And ends up with the bounce of the puck. Got away from him and they keep it. For the outlet pass goes to Taylor Hall. He's in and Hayda with a big hip check on Taylor Hall. Puck to center. Delay offside. And play will now continue on with Mitchell handling the puck for Colorado. Under 14 minutes remaining in the period. Pass to center for Hamilton. Up to the corner. Bachman. A little chip up and out. Race for the puck. Aron and Klinkhammer collide. I think the penalty is going to be on Klinkhammer. We'll have our first penalty of the game. And the Avalanche will have the first power play chance of the game. And we'll see it when we come back. Let's see who is in the groove, presented by Groove Subaru, and a number of players in tonight's game are in the groove.
I was going to say, take your pick. And we're talking some really good young talent. Ryan O'Reilly, Ryan Nugent Hopkins for, obviously for the Edmonton Oilers, Eberle, Landeskog. And again, it's you got, and the one guy, Mike, that continues to play so well. How about Fiddler for the Calgary Flames? I mean, he's pulled in the top 10 scorers in the league, and Calgary, what a big one last night in Nashville. I mean, they just will not go away.
If they have score on this power play, a lucky winner will get Avalanche tickets to an upcoming game, courtesy of American Lifestyle Furniture. Chance to win registered after skate. He gets in.
Power play goal!
It's amazing what he can do.
Mike, isn't he getting to that point where you're on the edge of your seat? I mean, he's coming down the ice in this situation. And watch the move he makes in the defense. He buys a little time right here. And Mike, I'm telling you, watch the move he makes in the defense. He buys a little time right here. And Mike, I'm telling you, he stands up more defensive. He's got this little deke that he makes, and then you see that just the hockey ability to lose the puck a little bit and then just kick it forward and get a great scoring chance.
Bachman makes the save on the first shot of the period for the Avalanche.
Nathan McKinnon with
The save on the first shot of the period for the Avalanche.
hockey game.
Bachman makes the save on the first shot of the period for the Avalanche. Save on the first shot of the period for the Avalanche.
Avalanche regained the lead 2 times in one game.
McGill was going to take the face-off. Shane will take it. McGill goes over the right side and Mitchell to the left. He knocked down by Jerome McGill. McGill grabs the puck back to the point. Hayter shoots. Blocked in front. And Hall moves the puck down to center. Swept away by Redmond. Pass to Duchesne. To Mitchell. Hayter pitching in. And ends up with the back of the puck. Got away with him. And the after the pass goes to Taylor Hall. He's in and Hayter a big hip check on Taylor Hall. Puck to center. Delay offside. And play will now continue on with Mitchell handling the puck for Colorado. Under 14 minutes remaining in the period. Pass to center for Hamilton. 40 here in. Bad news is we're giving up 3.5 points a game. Zone. Tanguay threw it across and it's tipped high by O'Reilly. Picked that out of midair. Sure did. Pass back towards Barry. One in the skates. Landeskog tipped by Pouliot. 22 seconds to go in the penalty. Back to Tyson.
Yeah, you know, they're a club that they've been playing so many young defensemen, and because of injuries and
50 seconds to go in the penalty on Klinkhammer.
playing so many young defensemen, and because of injuries and whatever, and this is not an easy league to be a young defenseman.
The Avalanche trying to take advantage of this power play. 50 seconds to go in the penalty on Klinkhammer. Pass. O'Reilly. Fire. Saved by Bachman. Pass over towards Landeskog. Back towards the point for Barry. Keeps it in. This Oilers team ranked 28th in the league in killing penalties. And 1 for 7 this season against the Oilers. Pass towards Landeskog. Tipped by Pouliot. 22 seconds to go in the penalty. Back to Tyson Barry. That's keeping that puck in the Edmonton zone. Tanguay threw it across, and it's tipped high by O'Reilly. Picked that out of midair. Sure did. Pass back towards Barry. One in the skates. Manages the pass. Gets away from Tanguay. And it's cleared out just as the Colonel comes out of the penalty box.
No one is going to know. No one will pick that one up. Don't you cackle.
What a Hogan Terrell's fan.
Oh, huge Hogan Heroes fan.
All right. Well, you got it. One shot during that power play chance for the Avalanche. Landis pass picked off the chance. Now low for Duchesne, but poke check. And moving the puck around, Duchesne walked out in front, but lost the puck. Pass to center for Hall. Kicked away from him. Shot that by Heda to Mitchell. To Hitchin. He takes a hit. And a quick pass through center. Right back by the Oilers. Rolled by Schultz back into his own zone. Pass up off the boards. Hitchin read it. Broke it up. It comes over towards McLeod. He's in. He shoots. Saved by Bachman. Over towards McLeod in the corner. Here comes free for Schultz. His pass. It's out to center ice. Carried it through by Andrew Miller. Taken a line by Colorado. And a steal behind the net by Purcell. Pass up the slots. And it gets by the defender. Down the ice. Fox tries to handle it. Pass hit the linesman. The Avalanche not able to get Cleach back into the neutral zone. So a delay offside on the Avalanche. Davidson works his way to the red line. Comes to the corner. It's a race. And the puck comes towards Purcell. Hopped over his stick, but he gathers it. Shoots it into the corner. Rolled up the wall. Mitchell for the Avalanche. Pass in the slot. Chased out to center ice. McGinley almost stole that one away. Rinchin makes the handoff to Yakupov. .21 shots for the Oilers, 14 for the Avs. Here in this period, Oilers have had the first 6. The Avs have had the last 3 shots on net, including 1 on the power play. And we are still tied up at 1. 9 minutes to go in the second period. Chasing the puck behind the net. Tipped out in front. Still bouncing around. And Landeskog protects the puck. Put off the glass. Pass to center for O'Reilly. Throws to the boards. Pass. Ends up going on net. And is stopped by Bachman, who keeps a hold of the puck for a faceoff. It's still 1-1 in the second. In on the ice.
Let's look at Nick Holden, Mike. And it was interesting. I had just a great interview with Brad Stewart at the end of last game, and I was asking about his defensive partner, Nick Holden, and he said, things didn't go well to start the season. I mean, the minuses were building up. He said he almost felt like maybe he lost some confidence. But he really regathered that confidence over the course of the last 40, 45 games. So it hasn't been, the beginning of the season wasn't great, but he has been terrific of late. And the pair of Holden and Stewart have been great.
Talk to Nick Holden. He gives a lot of credit to being able to play with Stewart. Avalanche on the move. Tanguay. Shot to the net. Tipped on goal. And it was just sitting there at the post. Stewart put it down low, and that one tipped wide of the net. Puck came out of the zone, offside. Puck came out of the zone, offside.
And he scores!
Boy, Edmonton, they had 6
Ryan
shots
Nugent Hopkins.
minutes. They haven't had any almost 10 minutes in this game.
Ties the game at 3.
Colorado. Boy, Edmonton has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans, luxury utility vehicles for 2015. They're available at Cooney Lexus of Greenswood Village.
I know it's in the Eastern Conference and not really of interest, too much interest. Interesting game, though. Tampa Bay beat Montreal in Montreal. Tampa Bay this year against Montreal, a team they lost to the playoffs 4 straight. 5-0 this year against the Montreal Canadiens. And could very easily meet at some point in the playoffs.
Almost 10 minutes in this game now.
For the Colorado Avalanche, driving to the net has been a big part of what they've been successful with of late. They have been scoring goals by probably the best clip over the course of the last 7-8 games they have all season. Everyone's chipping in. Of course, there's the big line that's done a lot for the Avalanche, but they've got good offensive presence in the opposing zone.
Landers, quick pass.
Kajula and McDavid.
Assists. Flagged down by Heda.
Kajula
pushed in. Heda right back up to his skate. But it was free. And Heda stayed with it. Up ice for Everberg. With McLeod. Going to the net. Got that direction, but tipped away. It's been 10 minutes without a shot on net for the Edmonton Oilers after they came out like gangbusters to start the second period. But then the Avalanche have had the puck since then. Hall stripped by Everberg. And Hall took it back. Pass up the ice. And too far for Miller. And the Oilers get called for icing. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the
Ivan over
middle. Avalanche retrieve the puck. Joey Hisham looking for an opening, makes the pass up the middle. Right at the line. Oilers have possession. Holland pass over. Rinchen with pressure. Puck down the ice. And another icing call on the Oilers with 6:50 to go in the second. Still tied at 1.
That's going to be quite a race.
2 halves.
For the Art Ross stroke, Mike, it goes to the play. That's going to be quite a race.
But it's tied the game at 3.
For the Art Ross stroke, Mike, it goes to the player with the most points. And you look at it, and Crosby's in front right now, but there are a bunch of guys that are right there. It's 4, 5, 6 points. That's going to be the difference between the top 5 players this year.
Here, you and I always talk about goals, and you're looking at Ovechkin with 49 goals.
Yeah, he has separated himself in that area, hasn't he?
He sure has. 22 of those goals coming on the power play. Back to the point. Shot by Barry. Knocked down. Shot whistled wide by Aguirre. Boy, the Avs have had some chances here in the second period to take the lead, take command of this. But it's still tied up at 1.
Well, Jerome McGinley, and so many people might call and say, well, what is he doing differently? And then really, I certainly can't put the finger on why. First part of the season, first 20 games, 2 goals. Since then, 24 goals. But the one thing you do see, he's getting into these open areas, and the puck is coming to him. And he seems to have that extra second that other guys don't have.
It seemed like he really started to get rolling, Peter. They're not together right now, but when he and Alex Tanguay were playing on the same line, that just seemed like night of the season for him, didn't it?
Absolutely. And
Why wouldn't it, the way Tanguay
I was going to say, and O'Reilly, he and Landeskog have gotten going since what happened.
Tangay's on that line. There seems to be a common thread there. They're trying to figure it out, but I think it might be number 40. Back in the round, tipped by Fraser, out to center. It's been all Avalanche here in the last 12 minutes. They're getting opportunities. They've just been missing. O'Reilly back out for the Avs to the point for Redmond. Shot through traffic, blocked. And a little chip, but not out of the zone. That one's lifted up high in the air. It'll drop in. Yakubov lost the puck to Jan Hayden. Moves it around. It's in the skates. It's scooped up by Tanguay. Got back by the Avs into the Oilers zone. O'Reilly on the forecheck. Purcell moves the puck behind the net. McLeod on the forecheck. Quick pass. And the outlet pass comes through at Yakubov. Up the wing for Roy. Dropped it. Yakubov shoots. And it went off the skate wide. Backhanded up and out. Schultz with McLeod on him. Leaves the puck to Teddy Purcell. Off the board to center ice. Get it. The man right on him. Stolen away. Back in and score. Get in it. Schultz with McLeod on him. Leaves the puck to Teddy Purcell. Off the board to center ice. Get it. The man right on him. Stolen. Off the board to center ice. Get it. The man right on him. Stolen away. Back in and score. On him. Backhanded up and in. Schultz with McLeod on him. Leaves the puck to him. Schultz with McLeod on him. Leaves the puck to Teddy Purcell. Off the board to center ice. Get it. Peter came late in the go last week. Nice job. Avalanche gave away a puck that helped tie the game up for the Avalanche, and then took a penalty late in the game. All right, here's your Kia scoring summary. That goal by Justin Schultz. Teddy Purcell with the assist, and Schultz getting the goal, his 6th of the season. That was their first shot in over 13 minutes, but Schultz makes it count to give the Oilers the lead.
Well, Michael, here is that list, the Art Ross Trophy. Sidney Crosby, who had a 3-point game this weekend. Tavares had a 3-point game this weekend. Like, I think it's going to be the top 4 guys. I think Crosby, Tavares, Voracek of Philadelphia, and Ovechkin. I think it's going to be one of those guys. Not that Backstrom, Van, and Tarasenko aren't close enough. I just think the way scoring is done, it's going to be hard to make it.
Did you see that? Yeah. That shot knocked the mask off the block.
You watch this right here. Just Duchesne, I mean, did he snap home a bullet last game against the Buffalo Sabres? Turned out to be the game winner. Speaking about getting hit in the head, Mike, we have to send our best wishes to Brian Engblom, who in the game he was doing took it right in the forehead.
And I gave him a funny line though. But after he got hit, they came back to him. You know, how are you? He goes, "Who's playing?" Oh, that was funny. Stewart shoots and a kick save made by Bachman after getting the mask knocked off. Right back makes the save. His team had given him the lead for the second time in this game. Here's the goaltender coming off a shutout performance against his old team, the Dallas Stars, last time out. Nugent Hopkins pass for Everly. Off the boards. On the dump in. Wave off the icing. 15 point to Duchesne. Able to slide a backhand pass to center for Iginla. Dumped in and want to make a line change. Out the pass for Taylor Hall. Pass will glide back to Hall. He gets separated from the puck by Hina. And Redmond from behind the net. His pass knocked down. Steal made. Lander tipped by Hall, goes wide of the net. Pass behind for Hina with 3 minutes to go in the period. Center for Schultz. Goals giving the Oilers the lead. 2-1. The puck ahead. O'Reilly got it back for the Avalanche. O'Reilly's got the goal tonight for Colorado. Coming in the first third, his 15th goal of the season. Schultz moves the puck in the corner. Comes up with it. Lifts it up in the air. Makes the bounce just inside the blue line. Stewart smacks the puck the other way, and the Avalanche get in over the line. Lance got trailing. Shot saved by Bachman. Rebound shot tipped high. Back around. Purcell. Moves the puck. Puck free. The Avalanche stay with it. And it's taken back by Purcell. Couldn't get by Landeskog. Leafs has got the puck. Down the slot for Everberg. Going to push it in, and it comes free. Leafs has got it for the Avs. 2 minutes to go in the second period. And a steal on a pass by Yakupov. Leads Roy over the line. Holden keeps him away from the puck. In fact, knocks him down. Yakupov in the slot. Ollie down low. Shot. And scrambles to the puck. It's still free. Lifted up and out by the Avalanche. A giveaway back towards Everberg. It slipped away from him. And it's backhanded in. And then Holden, he gave Yakupov a shove. And then Roy came over. He hit Holden. Amazing how temperatures can raise when you play each other twice within the same week.
Absolutely.
And Ginla comes up with the puck. Back into it. There's a chance for Duchesne, but it went wide. And a steal. And Ginla's got the puck. Minute to go in the period. He hands it off. Hina shoots. Save by Bachman. And he makes sure there's no rebound. They get a face-off.
Well, since the goal, the Avalanche have been trying to mount that pressure, trying to get something going, tie this game up. Drive it to the net. Duchesne Mike couldn't quite get it. And here's Everberg driving to the net, doing a nice job. Well, I'll tell you, the more you talk to players about Everberg, Mike, the more they're impressed with his patience and poise. There's a little earlier, Stewart jumping up into the play. And again, the Avalanche defensemen, especially this pair tonight, Stewart and Holden, really doing a nice job.
1 minute remaining in the...
Well, I'll tell you, the more you talk to players about Everberg, Mike, the more they're impressed with his patience and poise. There's a little earlier, Stewart jumping up into the play. And again, the Avalanche defensemen, especially this pair tonight, Stewart and Holden, really doing a nice job.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Pass around the boards. Barry And it come out to center ice. Given back to the Avs by the Oilers. Landeskog to O'Reilly. Backhanded in. And the Heat, a little pressure. Finds Hall. Into the cross. Off the boards and out. Hayda have it. Pass comes over the line. Taylor Hall in the slot. Shot. And the save made by Varlamov. And Landeskog with the puck. Up ice. 20 seconds to go. Time for another rush to this line. Backhanded in by O'Reilly. Bachman out to play the puck. Goes up the boards. Did not get it out. Goes back in front of the net. Rinchin slides it out to center. Backing up is Holden. Stewart. One last shot. Goes wide of the net. That's going to do it for our second period of play. One goal was scored. Defenseman. Second period of play. One goal was scored.
One goal was
defenseman.
Defenseman.
Justin Schultz with his 6th of the year, and the Oilers going into the locker room with the lead. 2-1.
Sort of a funny period. It came out, it was all Edmonton.
Yep.
And then the Avalanche came out and really controlled most of that rest of the second period after the first 4 or 5 minutes. But Edmonton got the one goal on a sort of a funny play where Schultz, the defenseman, ended up with a breakaway at the other end.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost 14 minutes without a shot for Edmonton, but then they did get their chance. They cashed in. And they laid it 2-1 after 2 periods. Stay with us for highlights and more on the Subaru Intermission. Avalanche and the Edmonton Oilers going to the third period. Oilers lead this game
all tied up at 3-1.
Now, let's look around the West and see. We have some games that are final, some games that are getting close to being final period.
And a resilient hockey club, the Vancouver Canucks, win tonight in St. Louis. I thought, here they go. This is going to be too tough. Their next 4 games, their 4 games, including tonight, were at St. Louis, at Nashville, Memorial, at Chicago, at Winnipeg. And they win tonight against the St. Louis Blues. Now, is St. Louis going to do it again, Mike, where they just don't, they fall away in the last part of the season? Because Chicago's beating LA right now. If they win that game, Chicago, they're 1 point behind the St. Louis Blues, and they've got 2 games against each other down the rest of the season. So it's just craziness. But this Edmonton Oilers club, you really got a chance to be a spoiler in the Pacific Division. They got Anaheim, at LA, Calgary, home LA, home San Jose, and at Vancouver. I mean, that's a spoiler's role.
But Mike would have a part in who gets in.
But for the Colorado Avalanche, Mike, you don't win tonight's game, you're probably not. You've got no chance to get to the playoffs. There's going to be too many clubs ahead. So this is the period. For the Avalanche, they want to see who's coming to play in this third period and who is really going to be the guy that makes a difference.
When Colorado scores in the third, you score with Subway. If they score this period, visit your local Subway restaurant tomorrow for any regular 6-inch sub for just $3 after 3 o'clock. 2-1 lead for the Edmonton Oilers. Peter just pointed out. Here's the biggest period of the season. At this moment, you want to stay in it. Got to beat this Oilers team and do the Avalanche. Behind the net, Nugent Hopkins with the puck. And outshot the Oilers 11-9 during that second period, but the Oilers had the only goal of the period. Justin Schultz got it, scoring his 6th of the season.
The reason I say that for the Colorado Avalanche, Mike, even with a win tonight, the most number of points they can get is 96. And the playoff number right now as it stands is 97. So they're going to need some additional help no matter what they do.
Puck gets tipped out of play. Got a whistle. Lucky fans upgraded from the Ram Trucks fan zone to lower bowl seats courtesy of Ram Trucks. Purchase tickets in section 362 for your chance to win and upgrade to the official truck of your Colorado Avalanche. They devastated. The Avs are trying to cash. We just showed you those standings. The Winnipeg Jets. They had a Now the Avs are trying to cash. We just showed you those standings. The Winnipeg Jets. They had a devastating loss last night of your Colorado Avalanche. Well, the team right now, the Avs are trying to cash. We just showed you those standings. The Winnipeg Jets. They had a devastating loss last night. 31 seconds to go. Puck gets tipped out of play.
He scores! Oilers. Gabriel Landeskog with 40 goals.
Lucky fans upgraded from the Ram Trucks fan zone to lower bowl seats courtesy of Ram Trucks. Purchase tickets in section 362 for your chance to win. Upgrade to the official truck of your Colorado Avalanche. On the team right now, they have the Capitals. Last night, the Winnipeg Jets, they had a devastating loss. Last night, 31-second Avalanche. On the team right now, they have the Capitals. Winnipeg Jets, they had a devastating last night, 31 seconds to go in the game. Had a devastating loss. Last night, 31 seconds to go in the game. On the team right now, they have the Capitals. Individual standings for Winnipeg Jets. They had a devastating loss. Last night, standings for Winnipeg Jets. They had a devastating loss. Captured distributor standings for Winnipeg Jets. The game. Winnipeg native Jonathan Toews. They're in Winnipeg, and they won the game, and Winnipeg got no points out of last night. The Avalanche, if they can pick up 2, that would then get them that much closer to the Winnipeg Jets, who sit at 90 points. The Avalanche, they can get 2, that would give them 84. Both teams would have played 76 games. Shot by Roy Sang made by Varlamov. And here's the Winnipeg Jets have a very difficult schedule the rest of this way. They're playing some top teams. Won't be easy for the Jets trying to get into the playoffs. The puck is tipped over the glass and out of play.
And just talking about that pedigree that you love to see as far as a winner. As you mentioned, Jonathan Toews scored the game-winning goal. Interesting, his first ever game-winning goal in the last minute of the game. I mean,
seems like that's a guy that would have had more.
And would have had more, but when they needed it the most, there he was.
For Colorado Avalanche 2017 goal for
Away back to the neutral zone.
Neutral zone. Right cycle.
His pass.
Adrian Hopkins.
And the puck is
then goal. He scores!
As well between Edmonton and Calgary. You got one star of one
Ryan
getting out of the attention. So what is the guy on the other side do? He's trying to get drove. He's trying to make something out of nothing. He's got such an ability to put the puck into a safe area. Another common thread, keeping the legs moving and making something happen. 3 great moves that created a scoring chance out of basically no chance.
McDavid against Monahan again. Slow start. McDavid won the face-off. Russell faked the shot.
Davidson.
Another common thread.
McDavid against Monahan again. McDavid won the face-off. Russell faked the shot. Sekera takes the shot. Elliott got a piece of it.
It happened. 3 great moves that created a scoring chance out of basically no chance.
They're great. Back to the neutral.
When they needed it the most.
Drop the deep at center ice. Leonard with the puck. The cross for Andrew Miller. Drop the behind here.
Of the game.
Way back to the neutral zone.
Neutral zone. Early on right side.
Davidson. His pass tipped in. And the puck is then directed over the glass and into the crowd. Out of play.
Well, the great season for Jerome McGinley continues, and you can see, I mean, he has been a notorious slow starter over the course of his career. But you see, it was evident again this year. He had 2 goals in the first 20, and since then, Mike, he has just been on fire for the Avalanche. And again, he just fired BBs. He's open. He's ready to shoot the puck whenever the puck is passed to him. It's been a terrific last 45 or so games.
And by Varlamov on Taylor Hall's shot. By the way, Chicago just scored again. They now lead 4. 6.5 minutes to go in the third. All right, let's check in ringside with Julie Brown.
Hey guys, just talking about Jerome McGill's accomplishments this season. I had a chance to talk to his teammates this morning about being part of the journey, and they just kind of lit up when they were talking about him. Of course, Nick Holden says he's especially proud about Iginla because they grew up about 10 miles apart from each other, and Matt Duchene, because he's on his line, says, hey, if we can add to, what he's doing this year, they are just very enamored and proud to go with Jerome McGill.
Thank you very much, Julie. Athlete behind the net for the Avalanche.
At home on Saturday.
Make a pass to connect it. Back to center. Always have the puck. Schultz. Pass back into his own zone.
But you know about Jerome, sometimes you'll bring in a better player that has a great resume, and sometimes you're disappointed by maybe he's not quite what you want.
There's a chance in front, and that one smacked away. Go ahead, Bill.
But just saying, Jerome McGill has been the exact opposite. I think every player to a man for the Colorado Avalanche is like, wow.
You keep our shortcut,
a professional. I love when he scores. As we look at the scoring opportunity for the Edmonton Oilers, it sort of bounces around down low. And as they have in the first parts of all 3 series now, Edmonton is really in front of the Avalanche net.
Yeah, they started all 3 periods strong.
Yep, absolutely.
But the Avalanche then have pushed back. Got 17 minutes still to go in this third period. 2-1 Edmonton. Here's a chance to Rob backhander save made by Bachman. And he loves it. And we'll have a face-off in the Edmonton zone. Jordan Caron with the best chance of this period for the Avalanche.
Good job, and what a nice stretch pass by Redmond. I mean, Redmond just looked up, and you could see his eyes just get so big. Caron was home free walking in. Good job by the defenseman to force him a little bit to the back end, but a nice play by Caron.
Eberle gave away the puck to Landeskog. O'Reilly pass across for Tanguay. Bounced. And the Oilers maneuver the puck out to center. Bachman loves the puck and holds on for a face-off.
If there's one thing that Edmonton Bachman is doing, Mike, when he gets the puck, he's freezing it. So if that's the case, then the Avalanche really have to be strong on the faceoffs. You're probably going to get now, of course, the last 16 and a half minutes of this hockey game. You could get 12, 14 faceoffs in the offensive zone, and you want to really concentrate.
That time Edmonton won the faceoff. And the puck not out of the zone. O'Reilly kept it in. Pushed it behind the net. Rinchen pass. Blocked fully up. Didn't get it out. It was O'Reilly there at the blue line, keeping it alive for the Avalanche. Landeskog gives to Tanguay. Tied up by Nikitin. Then Landeskog scooped up the puck. Works it along into the corner. Back to the point. Shot by Stewart. Save made by Bachman. Turned back behind the net for O'Reilly. Got Tanguay in front of the net. Landeskog as well. O'Reilly still handling the puck. Pushed it back to Stewart. Rim back around. Waiting is Landeskog. And this line continuing to control the puck in the Edmonton zone. Tanguay gets checked, but O'Reilly then wins the battle, then lost it. Still loose behind the net. And the Avs continue to put that pressure on. Nikitin backhanded high, getting it out of the zone. Long pass ahead for Tyson Barrie. Drop down behind the net. Derek Roy takes it for Edmonton. Each club with a couple of shots here in this third period. Pass to Schultz. Long drive wide of the net. Yakupov took it off the boards. Fires the pass down. Perfect. Shoots it around. Roy can't get to it. Schultz pinching in, but again, strips away the puck. Nice move to get away. Pass out to center. Wade back in. Offside, Edmonton.
Well, for the Colorado Avalanche, you're looking for those guys that are hot. You're looking at those, like the guys at the top lines, no question about it. Landeskog, O'Reilly, Tanguay, Iginla playing with Duchene, but Tyson Barrie jumping up. As we mentioned, for Tyson Barrie, Mike. If he does get that next point, of course, and he will, obviously. You know, we talked about Sanderson, Rob Blake, Ray Bork, the 3 other Avalanche defensemen that have had 50 points. He'll be the first ever drafted player for the Avalanche to get 50 points.
That is some pretty heady company.
Oh, not bad.
Got around to the boards by Lander. Swatted to center to race for the puck. Hayden trying to stop Miller from coming in and prevented that from happening. But he's back behind the net. Looking for somebody else. Mitchell currently on a 2-game goal scoring streak for the Avalanche. Everberg slips away, gets the puck back, coming in, threw it out in front, and it's off to Bachman, the goaltender, and lifted high in the air, back the other direction. Rolling wide. Varlamov, the play continues on. 14 minutes to go. Third period. Streaking down the wing is Hishin. Cutting to the net. Pass, shot, missed. A chance by Jordan Caron. Quick pass up ice. Bounced away from Klinkhammer. Hishin coming in. And then wide, stops, pass in front, tip to the corner. Jordan Caron's had a couple of chances here in this third period to tie the game.
2 great chances, and what a nice pass by Hishin across to Caron on the far side.
Again, shoots the puck in off the skate. And Fraser takes the puck for the Edmonton Oilers. Left on pass. Fully on towards Varlamov. He'll make the safe play and get a face-off. And we'll return. Jordan Caron still looking for that first point with an Avalanche. 2-1 Oilers. Let's answer tonight's Did You Avalanche? Stevenson Automotive. All right, we after the first period. Starting at jersey number 1 and moving up, what is the first sweater number never worn in franchise history? You have to go all the way up to number 56 for a number that has never been worn.
And you look around the Edmonton Oilers numbers for their defense, like it was hilarious. You know, in the old days, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tonight, it starts at 19, which isn't too bad. 22, then 84, 85, 86, and 88. They didn't retire that many numbers in that.
The most famous one, 99.
Yeah. Which has been retired
by the whole league. Shot! And that one goes up high. Nobody's allowed to wear that. Pass in the slot. And taken back by the Avalanche. Stewart pass to center. Knocked back in by the Oilers into the Avalanche zone. Duchesne. Tipped up the boards. Slug to center. Left block. Finds Roy. And from the red line, shot back into the Avalanche zone. Varlamov scooped it around. 12 minutes left to go in the third. Steal by Yakupov. He shoots to save. And the puck smacked to the corner. Again, gets to it for Colorado. Puts it up the boards. Mitchell skates away from the broken stick. Pass towards Duchesne. It's a little bit too far. Mitchell closing in on Schultz. Tipped the puck free. Turned back into the corner. Yakupov smacked it up the boards. Hall makes the steal. Handoff to Lander. Cutting in. He shoots to save. Rebound. Picked up. And there in the corner by Taylor Hall. Ridden off the puck. Side of the net. Varlamov had it. Lander got it back. Pushed in the corner for Hall. Back up the boards. Mitchell trying to clear. Rinchin keeps it in for the Oilers. Back to the corner and back behind the net. Hayden for the Avalanche. Puck to center. Goes off of Iginla. Oilers get on side. Tyson Barrie sends the puck across. 11 minutes left in the third. 2-1 for Edmonton. Pass to Everberg. Backhanded in. One-handed around the boards. Fraser gave it away. Cleese shoots wide. Oh, pass behind the net. Fraser in into the corner. Falling pass. Didn't get out of the zone. Hasn't got a chance. And the puck comes wide in the corner. McLeod to Everberg in the corner. Everberg's pass back to the point for Nate Gennin. Put it behind the net. Down by Keith Gawley. He couldn't get out of the zone. Has to keep it alive. Back to Gennin. Long shift in the Edmonton zone. Shot through a lot of traffic and caught by Bachman with McLeod standing right there. Then Hawley didn't like the fact that McLeod wouldn't get out of the way. And then Gazdic comes in as well. Now Gazdic's their heavyweight. And things are calming down to a degree.
What a great shift, though, by this line. See if they can build on that momentum.
We'll see when we come back. 2-1 Oilers. We'll see when we come back.
Will they come back?
2-1
Game's
Oilers.
tied at 4.
Visit your Colorado Kia dealers today to discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. Go to ColoradoKiaDealers.com and learn more.
Well, Michael, you can see how frustrating it is for the Avalanche. Here it is, it's December 19th. The Avalanche, Mike, are 25, 15, and 4 since that time. But they started 10, 13, and 3. That 55 points in 45 games, Mike, that's a 103-point pace. It was just that slow start. You know, Varlamov only playing, 15 of the first 31 games for the Avalanche because of injuries. And it just... you can just feel the frustration for the Avalanche because they're playing playoff hockey now.
You saw the two teams behind them. On pass.
Goals scored in large hockey arena with large crowd reaction. YouTube and 5 more pages. First of all, Microsoft.
And get a face-off. And we'll be towards for
Waits, shoots.
left on pass.
Score!
And get a face-off.
Adam Larson.
Jordan Caron.
Makes it 5-4 for the Edmonton Oilers.
With an Avalanche. 2-1 Oilers. Let's answer tonight's Did You Know question brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. All right, we asked in the first period. Starting at jersey number 1 and moving up, what is the first sweater number never worn in franchise history? You have to go all the way up to number 56 for a number that is
Moving
never
and making something happen.
And you
Three
look around
great
the
moves.
Edmonton Oilers.
Trying to make something out of nothing. He's got such an ability to put the puck into a safe area. Another common thread, keeping the legs moving and making something happen. Three great moves that created a scoring chance out of basically no chance.
And you look around the Edmonton Oilers numbers for defense, like it was hilarious. In the open,
David
you look
against
around the
Monahan
Edmonton
again.
Oilers.
Won the face-off. Russell faked the shot.
Colorado Avalanche 2000.
Sekera takes the shot.
Next
Elliott got a piece of it. McDavid scores!
steal.
Edmonton. 1 hour.
Keeps it in.
1 hour 19 minutes. 1 hour. 1 hours 22 minutes 5. 1 hour. 1 hours 21 minutes 5 seconds of 1 hours 20 minutes 15 seconds of
Yeah.
1 hours 20 minutes 36. 1 hour.
Back
1
behind.
hour 20 minutes 48.
Colorado
1 hours
net.
20 minutes 49. Next keyboard shortcut chip.
The puck to center. Mitchell hammers it in. Left ball with Tanguay on him. Up the board for Schultz. Put it to the side of the net. A little dangerous area there. Left ball. Gave it away to Hayda. Back down the boards behind the net for O'Reilly. He's got Landeskog wide open in front. With a little tip. That was Nugent Hopkins who got a stick on it. Purcell cutting in. Purcell shoots and Varlamov makes the save. Barry to the Avalanche, hit by Yakupov. Puck back to the point. Keaton shoots and off a body. It goes up into the screen, out of play.
This line, one of the things that's been very impressive with this line, Mike, is one, their ability to find each other on the ice, but they hustle at the puck. I think that Tanguay does a terrific job of being hard and quick to the puck. Landeskog is always hard and quick to the puck, but I think for Nugent Hopkins, what a nice play defensively. Mike, just having watched him now these last 2 games, he hasn't done a great deal offensively, but his skating's improved, his strength has improved, and his overall ice presence is really a lot better.
Everberg with the pass. Roy got it back, up off the boards for Purcell. 2-on-1, Yakupov with him. Roy shoots, and it hit the post. It did not go in. Did not go in. There in the center by Mitchell. Well, that's the break the Avalanche need to do. 8 minutes left to go. And the Oilers had a chance to give themselves a little cushion, and they didn't score. The Avalanche take advantage of that. Race for the puck. Miller shoots, and he misses the net. Back around, out to center. Stripped away. McGinley in the corner. Pass. Shot. Missed. Back up the boards. McGinley again with a pass. Duchesne. Turns behind the net. Spins again. Spins one more time. Back to the point for the pass for Holden. Down the boards for Duchesne. Up into the screen. Out of play.
If you know your business, we know how to protect it. Inside Insurance, specializing in the oil and gas and construction industries. Inside Insurance.
Phil Peters coming off a gold medal at the World Cup of Hockey. He was on the coaching staff of Team Canada. I asked him about that experience. He said you can learn a lot from the coaches you're with, yes, but you learn just as much from those excellent players.
Shot goes over to
NHL October.
and that
Asked him about that experience. He said you can learn a lot from the coaches you're with, yes, but you learn just as much from those excellent
Slider at
players.
1 hour 22 minutes 7 seconds.
shot goes over top of the net.
1 hour 23 minutes 7 seconds.
We'll play it around. Back to the point of the
NHL October 18. Rusty Books.
Back to Holden. His shot got through. Goes wide. There's a chance to clip. And a tough angle and went off the side of the net. And the Oilers backhanded out to center. Goes back to the center zone. Carried in by Ginlin. The shot wobbles wide. That thing deflected. The Kings pass to center ice. Carried in by Hall. Barry is back. Hall still with the puck. Hall backhands it to the point. Shot. And save made by Varlamov.
Well, let's look at the Colorado Avalanche chance first here. Good job by McLeod down low. Patrick Roy sort of mixing and matching his lines a little bit. Cody McLeod having a good, solid, physical game. You just can't get that one past Bachman. And here's the other end. Just a nice stutter step. Real nice move. But just fortunately for the Avalanche off the goalpost.
Ridgen.
But just fortunately for the Avalanche off the goalpost.
Ridgen shot floats and the glass out of play.
So then look at that really close play by, there's Yakupov right there getting himself open, but Senator Varlamov will tell you I had it played perfectly.
Hey, part of the equipment. Well, 8-4 shot advantage for the Oilers here in this period. Keeping track of scores, Calgary now leads 5-0. So the pass out of post. Ridgen shot floats and it's over the glass. Goal post. Ridgen shot floats and
save here
out of play.
But just fortunately for the Avalanche,
out of play. Ridgen shot floats.
Wrong save. He scores.
so then look
Leon
at that
Draisaitl.
really close play
Leon
by,
Draisaitl.
there's Yakupov right there getting himself open, but
5.
Senator Varlamov will tell you I had it played perfectly.
6-4. The score.
Well, 8-4 shot advantage for the Oilers here in this period. Equipment. Well, 8-4 shot advantage for the Oilers here in this period. Keeping track of scores, Calgary now leads 5-0. 8-4 shot advantage for the Oilers here in this period. Keeping track of scores, Calgary now leads 5-3. Shot advantage for the Oilers here in this period.
Short-handed goal.
Keeping track of scores, Calgary now leads 5-3 over Dallas in the third period. For Calgary, Peter, that would get the Flames to 91 points. Pass behind the net. Big line out for the Avalanche. Tanguay. Back up the boards for Stewart. To Tanguay. Pouliot makes the pass for Eberle. Got it out to center ice, but Dav's got it right back in. Landeskog with O'Reilly in front. Shot saved. Loose puck off the side of the net. Nugent Hopkins trying to get out to center. Tipped by O'Reilly. And the puck comes to Holden. 6 minutes left to go. Stewart shoots it around the boards. Back into the Edmonton zone. Fisher lost the puck. And the Oilers pass it out to center. To the red line. Backhanded in from center. Dribbles behind the net. Barrett off the board. And it comes to the Avalanche. They got the bounce. Mitchell coming in. Poke check though. Into the corner for Hitchens. He gives it to Mitchell. Redmond open in front. Redmond shoots. Saved by Bachman. Turned up the boards. And Roy makes the pass across. There to center. They went off the linesman. Lands in the Avalanche zone. 5 minutes left to go. Oilers up 2-1. At the puck. Lander shoots. Save made by Varlamov. Pass to the side for Hall. Back to the point. Left bomb. To Miller. Patient with the puck. Gives to Lander. Shoots around for Taylor Hall. On him is Redmond. Hall in the slot for Lander. Slipped away. Kept in by the Oilers. Fired back behind the net. Chased down by Hall. Taylor Hall with the puck for Edmonton. Up high in the slot. He shoots. Comes behind the net for Lander. Staying with the puck. Dropped it off for Miller. To the point for Schultz. Tees it up. Shot tipped wide of the net. Slapped around off the glass. And out to center. Schultz lost the puck. Aguilar stole away. Shoots it across the ring. O'Reilly out. Hustles everybody to the puck. It comes free. 4 minutes left to go. Kept in by Tyson Barrie. Aguilar shoots. And it blocked. And it's carried up ice by Pouliot. On the move. Pass across for Eberle. He cuts right in. Pass. And missed. There was the chance for the Oilers. That could have been it. But the Avalanche now have a chance to come back the other way. Tyson Barrie with it. Stewart. Turns. Shoots the puck in. Will that be it, the break for the Avalanche? Tyson Barrie keeps it alive. Chance in front. Sent around the boards for Landeskog. To Tanguay. Skins the puck. Roy put it off the glass. Did not get it out of the zone. Great hustle by Landeskog. Shoots it around. Roy picks up the puck for the Oilers. Coming out to center. 3 minutes left to go. Purcell puts the brakes on. Passing the slot for Yakupov. Flanked out to center ice. Left puck. Makes the pass. He gave it away. And the puck is rolled away. Still inside the zone. Lifted up and out to center. We start to keep an eye on Varlamov. When will Patrick Roy make the move to pull his goaltender? 2:30 left to go. Pass to center. Tyson Barrie again on the ice. Here comes Varlamov as Barrie gets in, but it's poked away. Back to center. Barrie hustles. And the Avs have the zest of the puck. Long pass. Tip. And the puck goes out of play with 2:12 left. Semyon Varlamov on the bench moments ago. Oilers had a Semyon Varlamov on the bench moments ago. Oilers had a chance to give themselves a little cushion. It's 2-1. Delivered to you by Jimmy Johns. Brandon Davidson, first ever NHL point in his 6th game, but then later in the first period, Ryan O'Reilly with his 8th consecutive game with a point. Justin Schultz in the second period got to the puck, and that's the last time we've seen a goal in this game at 15:28 of the second period. And now we come down to the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds. 2-1 Oilers. Varlamov on the bench. And a face-off control by the Oilers, going for the empty net. It is in. And that will count. Wow. A win on the face-off control by the Oilers, going for the empty net. It is in. And a face-off control by the Oilers, going for the... They were going to... Well, Tanguay behind. Empty netter. The puck comes straight. Backhanded up. Not out of the zone. Shot. Whistle wide by Duchesne. And the puck still inside the zone. O'Reilly. Lost it to Hall. Pass up ice. Miller looking at that empty net. Makes a nice pass. And Hall shoots it into the empty net. And his 2 empty net goals for the Edmonton Oilers. And Miller looking at that empty net. Makes a nice pass. And Hall shoots it into the empty net. Looking at that empty net, makes a nice pass, and Hall shoots it inside the zone. O'Reilly. Spoiler, you look at it. And, you know, the games have been important, and they're going to have won, what, 4 out of the last 5 games? Yeah. If this holds up for the next minute 20. Everyone deserves a snow day. Get yours at Copper Mountain. The lowest lift ticket price is guaranteed on coppercolorado.com.
Well, for Joey Hishon, you can just feel the frustration. He's had a couple of real good scoring opportunities that just haven't, you know, he hasn't quite found it yet. But like you can, again, you can see the skill that this young guy has.
Those are 2 empty net goals in a span of 32.
You look at Edmonton now, Mike.
Big time. The Edmonton lead this game 4. Makes a nice pass, and Hall shoots it into the empty net. Weiss, Miller looking at that empty net, makes a nice pass, and Hall shoots it into the empty net. And his 2 empty net goals into the empty net. And his 2 empty net goals for the Edmonton Oilers, and they now lead this game 4-1. And almost in a span, unless they ask him to pull off a miracle here, in a span of a week time, the Edmonton Oilers, Peter, have crushed the hosts of the Colorado Avalanche.
Absolutely. We talk about that role as a spoiler. You look at Edmonton now, Mike, and, you know, these streaks at the end of the season, you don't want to build too much into them. You know, they are 5-1-2. And, you know, the games have been important, and they're going to have won, what?
Just a little over seconds. Pulled back behind the net.
Less than 1 minute remaining in the period.
The final minute of the game. Shot by Caron, deflects.
3 assists.
It is awfully disappointing for the Avalanche. I'll tell you what, he's got to give this Edmonton Oilers team a lot of credit. It is a team, you know, you hear that word tanking in the NHL about teams trying to get to finish dead last and help their cause in terms of getting that #1 overall pick. I'll tell you what,
He's going to make it 84.
in a week span for Edmonton, they've shown they got a little something here. To their credit. Fishing, backhands it into the net. That stops Sheary. Unfortunately for the Avalanche, they have played a couple of good games against the Avs.
On Saturday.
And this one, he's over. Scored not even thinking about how close this game was. 4-1 goals. Richard Bachman, 2 consecutive starts. Peter just 2 goals. So grew up in Highlands Ranch, a lot of family and friends here, and well, few people in the crowd enjoy this one tonight. Just friends of and family of Richard Bachman.
Very few.
Yeah, but disappointing tonight, Peter. The Colorado Avalanche.
That's the only way to put it, because you know you know what you were looking at. You were looking at an uphill struggle, and you had to win these 2 games. There was just no getting around it. You had to win these 2 games at home, because the last 3 games of the season are at home, where you got Nashville, you got Winnipeg, and you got Chicago, and
some of the elite.
Those are the best of the best clubs in the league. Certainly Nashville and Chicago. So you know you look around and you hope that the game against San Jose is going to mean something for the Avalanche. But tonight, this is a tough one.
Sure isn't. Final score tonight. The Edmonton Oilers. 4-7. The Colorado Avalanche. 4. Avs are face off against the Sharks. You can watch that game on NBC Sports Wednesday night. We'll be back with you on Altitude Friday night in Anaheim. Now let's go to the studio.